It was a normal day on Earth. The sun was bright. Cars moved on busy roads. People walked to work. Children laughed in parks. Everything felt safe like any other day. No one knew this would be the last normal day. In New York, a man stood with his coffee watching the morning traffic. In London, a woman rushed to catch her train. In a small village, a boy looked up at the sky, bored and dreaming of adventure. Then, something changed. At first, it was small. The light from the sun became weak. Shadows grew longer. People looked up, confused. "Is it going to rain?" someone asked. But there were no clouds. Instead, something huge was moving above them. Slowly, a massive object appeared in the sky. Then another, and another. Within minutes, giant alien ships covered the sky. They were so large that they blocked the sunlight. Cities fell into darkness. People froze. Some screamed, some ran. Some just stood still, unable to understand what they were seeing. Phones came out. Cameras started recording. "This is not real," someone whispered. But it was real, very real. Around the world, the same thing was happening. In Tokyo, in Paris, in Karachi, in Sydney. Every major city was under a giant ship. The sky was no longer blue, it was metal. Inside government buildings, alarms started ringing. Military bases went on high alert. Jets were prepared. Missiles were ready. Leaders tried to speak to each other, but communication systems started to fail. Satellites went offline. Signals were blocked. The world was being silenced. Then suddenly, every screen turned black. Phones, TVs, computers, everything. For a moment, there was complete silence. Then a message appeared, a strange symbol, followed by a voice. It was not human. It was cold, calm, powerful. "People of Earth, do not resist." The voice echoed across the planet. "You are weak. Your world now belongs to us." Fear spread instantly. Some people cried, some prayed, some tried to hide. This was it. This was the end. Or at least, that's what everyone thought. High above Earth, inside the largest alien ship, tall figures stood around a glowing screen. They were not human. Their bodies were long and covered in dark armor-like skin. Their eyes glowed faintly. Their movements were slow and controlled. They were watching Earth, watching humans. The screen showed scenes from human history: wars, fights, destruction. One alien spoke. "They destroy each other." Another replied, "They are divided, weak." A third one added, "No unity, no control, no threat." The leader of the aliens stepped forward. He looked at the screen carefully. "This world will fall quickly." Around him, the others agreed. To them, this was not a war. This was a simple mission, an easy victory. Back on Earth, something strange was happening. After the first wave of panic, things started to change. People were still afraid, but not everyone was running anymore. Some were watching, waiting, in a hidden underground facility, far away. From any city, a group of people stood in a dark control room. Large screens showed the alien ships. A man in uniform looked calm. Too calm. "Signal lost globally," a woman said. "All major systems are down." The man nodded slowly. "Good," he replied. The woman looked confused. "Good?" He turned to her. "They think we are blind now," he said quietly. "That's what we wanted." Around the room, others began working quickly. Machines turned on. Systems started waking up. On one screen, a message appeared. "Global Defense Network activated." Deep underground, massive systems that had been sleeping for years began to power up. Hidden satellites restarted. Secret weapons unlocked. Unknown technologies came online. This was not something built in one country. This was something bigger, something global. Back in the alien ship, the leader watched the silent Earth. "No response," one alien said. "No organized defense," another added. The leader smiled slightly. "They have accepted defeat." But at that exact moment, something unexpected happened. One of their ships lost power. For a second, it flickered. The aliens noticed. "Report," the leader said. Before anyone could answer, boom, a massive explosion lit up the sky. One alien ship was gone, destroyed. On Earth, people looked up in shock. "What was that?" Another explosion followed. Then another. Alien ships began falling from the sky.
Fire, smoke, light.
The darkness above the city started to break. Inside the alien command ship, panic spread for the first time. "This is not possible. We detected no weapons. Where is the attack coming from?" The leader's calm face disappeared. For the first time, he looked unsure. Back in the underground control room, the human commander watched the screen. One by one, targets were being destroyed. He took a deep breath and said, "Welcome to Earth." Above the planet, the aliens finally understood one thing. This was not going to be easy, and the war had just begun. The sky was no longer silent. Explosions echoed across the world. Burning alien ships fell like fire from the heavens. People watched in shock as pieces of metal crashed into oceans, deserts, and empty lands. Just minutes ago, humanity was afraid. Now something had changed. In the underground control room, the human commander stood with his hands behind his back. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. "Status," he said. A young officer replied quickly. "First strike successful. 12 alien ships destroyed. More targets locked." Another voice added, "They are confused. Their formations are breaking." The commander nodded slowly. "Good, keep the pressure." On the giant screens, red markers showed enemy ships. Blue signals, human systems, were moving around them like shadows. Invisible, fast, precise. These were not normal weapons. High above Earth, the alien fleet was in chaos. "What is happening?" One alien shouted. "Our shields did not detect any incoming attack. Energy signatures are unknown." The alien leader stared at the battlefield. His confidence was gone. Something was very wrong. "Scan everything," he ordered. "Find the source." But the scans returned nothing clear. No visible ships, no clear weapons, only sudden destruction. Another explosion hit one of their carriers. It broke apart in seconds. "This is impossible," an alien whispered. Back on Earth, people were slowly stepping out of buildings. Phones were recording again. Social media came back to life. Videos spread fast. Alien ships, falling, humans, fighting back. In London, the same woman who had been running earlier now stood still, looking up. "We're winning?" she said softly. In New York, the man with the coffee dropped his cup. "No way." In a small village, the young boy smiled. "This is like a movie," he said. But this was real, very real. Deep under the ocean, something massive moved. A hidden base opened slowly. Water rushed away as a huge structure rose upward. From inside it, a sleek, dark ship launched into the sky. It made no loud sound, no fire, just speed. Within seconds, it disappeared into the clouds. In space, near the edge of Earth's orbit, more hidden stations activated. Rings of metal structures lit up with blue energy. They had been invisible for years. Now, they were awake. Back in the alien command ship, alarms were getting louder. Multiple new objects detected. "Speed, too fast!" Unknown class ships entering battle. The leader turned sharply. "Show me." The screen zoomed in. For the first time, they saw them. Human ships. Smooth, dark, advanced. Nothing like the technology they expected from Earth. They were hiding this. One alien said in disbelief. The leader clenched his hand. "How long?" he asked. No one answered, because they didn't know. A human ship moved between two alien cruisers. In 1 second, nothing. In the next, both alien ships exploded. Clean, fast, perfect. "These attacks are too precise," another alien shouted.